Mike O'Mara Radio Entertainment. Available on demand every day in iTunes and the Google Play Store. Mike O'Mara Radio Entertainment.
Hello, my name is Mike, and today's show is brought to you by our Amazon page. Please remember to shop at MikeO'MaraShow.com/Amazon. It's quite simply the best way to support this show. If you need it, Amazon has it, and you can get it at MikeO'MaraShow.com/Amazon. Bookmark it, please.
Available on demand every day in iTunes and the Google Play Store and around the world on MikeO'MaraShow.com. What more can we do for you? It's the Mike O'Mara Show.
Oscar.
Hey now.
God bless you.
Oh, thank you.
That was a little sneeze there as we kick off the 885th episode of MikeO'MaraShow.com. And do we have anything? Oh, what's this?
Charlie's doing
Hey, Charles?
Oh, my God.
What?
My God, oh, 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 my God.
You sound so excited.
I am.
Oh, here's your song, Charlie.
You think I'm coming, and you start to act like Charlie, come and join
Charlie.
Oh. Hello, family in Maine. I know you think I'm weird now.
Well, no. I think what's so great is that as we do the third day of the duo cast, I had no idea that Mike and Carla brought Charlie to Maine.
That's right. That's right. Hi, Rob. Hi, Oscar.
Hi, Charlie.
I'm in Maine.
How do you like it?
I love Maine.
Is it different than Hyattsville?
Oh, my God. Hyattsville's a crap hole.
How did you get up there? Did you hitch a ride or take the Greyhound?
I have a trailer that I ride in. It's a U-Haul trailer, and I only hit my head once or twice.
Oh, it actually has a top on it? I was picturing something open.
No, they don't get. Well, when I was younger and a little less bent, they actually cut a hole in the top of it.
I see. So you can see out if you need to?
No, for breathing, silly.
Oh, of course. I forgot. You need your oxygen.
Oh, so it's not like an Aerostream. You're actually in one of those packing U-Hauls.
Yeah, and if they didn't cut the air hole in the old days, I would have passed out.
That's true. And hey, in the back in that trailer, did you see anything else like Mike and Mr. Cerrito's motorcycles?
He didn't like that trailer. He busted up his motorcycle real bad.
Yeah, and you know what? Unlike you, Charlie, the motorcycle won't heal.
Yeah, I'll heal. I can chop a finger clean off and it grows back.
Any injuries since you've been up there in Vacation Land, USA?
Yeah, fell off the seawall.
Again?
Cracked it open.
What happened?
I cracked my skull open, fractured my skull, but it healed.
Oh, so how long did it take to heal?
I did it this morning. Hi, Pony. Pony Boy.
Hey there, Charlie. What's up?
Pony Boy. Pony Boy's my best friend.
Is he?
Yeah.
I thought that Michael William would be your best friend. Are you up there helping with the baby?
Pony Boy lets me do something very special.
What's that?
Uh-oh.
Smoke.
Charlie, what have I told you about cigarettes?
Cigarettes are bad.
That's right. What are they going to do to you?
They'll give you the big casino.
Now, can you heal from that?
Yep.
How many times have you had cancer?
6.
6 times.
Colon, rectum, lung.
Oh, God.
A few others I can't remember.
Well, maybe the brain cancer's not totally gone then.
I like it when Oscar says, oh, God. That means gone into taboo territory.
Now, Charlie, you're up there in Maine. You're spending time with Mike and Carla and the baby and the dogs. Are you helping with the dogs?
That's the exciting part, Rob. That's not the exciting part.
What's the exciting part?
The exciting part, Rob, and this one's for you.
Yeah.
You will never guess where I went yesterday.
Did you go to that Wimpy's place to get a lobster?
No, that's fun, though.
That is a good place. Where did you go?
T-shirt one time when I went there, it said, Wimpy.
Where did you go, Charles?
I went, Rob, to the world's largest blueberry.
Really?
Yeah!
Tell me about it.
I went to the blueberry.
You went to it? Where is that? What town is that in again?
Columbia Falls, Maine.
How did you get there?
I drove with Mr. Mike and Miss Carla.
Did they have? They went too?
It was me, Mr. Mike, Miss Carla, and the brat.
You can't refer to that child that way.
cries all the time. I mean, come on. I looked at him at one point, and Mrs. O'Mara said, Charlie, don't yell at him. He's just hungry. I said, but this is fun.
But do you think maybe...
He's sobbing when this is fun.
Do you think he cries because he's scared of you?
Well, they tell me that I can't breathe on him or nothing.
Not too close. You got to be gentle.
Did Mr. Mike ask you to wash your hands?
I'm gentle like Lenny in Of Mice and Men.
Yeah, oh yeah, you want to love the baby, but don't love the baby to death.
The rabbit.
Now, Charlie, I'm looking on my computer here, and the blueberry is huge, but it's not really...
You can walk in, Rob. Here's the best part. You can walk in to an actual blueberry because it's the world's largest. So they've got their store inside of the blueberry.
But
they've got the store and the baked goods. They have pie, they have blueberry squares, they got blueberry cookies, blueberry jam, blueberry syrup. They got everything blueberry.
Charlie, I'm looking at it right now. It's not really a blueberry.
Yes, it is, Rob.
No.
Yes, it's a blueberry. You can look. I saw the sign. Okay, I saw the sign yesterday that said "World's Largest Blueberry." Come on in.
But Charlie, it's a building painted to look like a blueberry.
Yeah, it's a structure.
No, it's an actual blueberry, ass.
No.
It's an actual blueberry.
How do you know?
Because it said so on the sign, Oscar.
Did you lick it? Did you try to eat it?
No, because I figured it was dry. Because they probably put paint and varnish on it just to firm it up so that the blueberry skin doesn't cave in on the customers.
How long do you suppose it's been there?
What?
How long do you think it's been there? Did it look like it's been there a while?
Hundreds of years.
Well, how do you think a blueberry can last hundreds of years?
What did I just say?
You can't do it with varnish, ass.
You can't, ass. They probably put varnish and paint on the outside, that clear paint, to make the blueberry skin stronger, and that's the same way they cut a hole in it so people can go inside. It is the world's largest blueberry.
How did it smell?
It didn't smell like a blueberry. That was kind of weird. I thought it would really smell like a blueberry, but it didn't. It didn't smell like a blueberry at all. It smelled like a tourist trap.
Did it smell like lots of people had visited it?
Yeah, especially the man. Well, I don't think it was a man. It was a man or a lady. If it was a man, he had really, really short hair and it looked like lady hair.
Oh.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He was like big and thick, and he wore boots.
You know what he was, Charlie?
Charlie,
he was asexual.
Asexual? What's that mean?
That means he's neither man nor woman.
Well, he was just. I call him lucky.
Now you sound like you love the world's largest blueberry.
He was in the world's largest blueberry.
How did Mr. Mike like the world's largest blueberry?
Wanted to go right away.
Go home?
I'm really laughing now. Mr.
What did Mr. Mike do? Mr. Mike's having a great time, I bet.
Mr. O'Mara wanted to go until they mentioned his favorite word.
What's his favorite word?
Pie!
It's the Mike O'Mara Show. You can listen to the Mike O'Mara Show at www.mikeomarashow.com.
Stay tuned for an outstanding entertainment program.
It's the Mike O'Mara Show.
Let's get down to business. From the entertainment capital of the world.
Hey, this guy is good. I'm a rambling guy.
Well, I'm rambling round. I'm a rambling guy. Okay, everybody. Come on, sing with me. Rambling guy. What's the matter? You people uptight or something? I'm so mad at my mother. I don't know. She's 102 years old. She called me up the other day. She wanted to borrow $10 for some food. I said, hey, I work for a living. So I loaned her the money. I have one of my secretaries take it down. And yesterday she calls me up and says she can't pay me back for a while. I said, what is this bullshit, huh? So I worked it out with her. I'm having her work on my transmission. And if she can't fix that, I'm having her move my barbells up to the attic.
What a drag it is getting old.
It's It's the Mike O'Mara Show. Mike O'Mara, Rob Spiewak, Oscar Santana. And now, here's Rob.
Live from Studio 1K in the Pfeifferplex Broadcast Center, it is the Mike O'Mara Show, downloaded worldwide over 20 million times. And powered by Encore Insurance. We're at MikeO'MaraShow.com, 102.9 FM WTNT in Washington, D.C., and, of course, the mighty 1630 KCJJ in Iowa. Today is the 28th day of August, 2013, and live from Maine, here's Mike O'Mara.
Thanks, Rob. Our show today brought to you by Encore Insurance Services, LLC. They are the people who bring you this show every weeknight on 102.9 WTNT. For a free life insurance quote, visit smartterm.com or call 866-347-5748. Now, Encore's fantastic because they do all the work for you. They'll compare the rates to help you save. License and disclaimer info at smartterm.com. Be sure to thank them for sponsoring TMOS, Encore Insurance Services at smartterm.com. Well, hail, hail, the gang is all here. We are delighted to have you with us from Manassas and also from the great state of Maine, where the O'Mara family participated in one of the great road excursions of my young life. In
an effort not to duplicate what we've already covered, did you happen to pass Charlie as he left and you sat down in the broadcast chair?
Yes, he was so very, very excited, and he enjoyed the world's largest blueberry. Listen, Charlie doesn't have those experiences without them really happening. I have to point that out. You know, I think I could probably go into the intranets and discover all sorts of roadside attractions and make them up, but no, they're really more special when Mike can see what Charlie sees.
Before we close the book on the world's largest blueberry, I gotta know.
Yes.
How did you find yourself at the world's largest? Did you Google it and find it? Did you see a sign on the side of the road, a la Clark Griswold? Or
let me tell you how the road trip starts. The road trip starts with I'm in the grocery store the other day, and Down East Magazine has painted put a portrait out of beautiful drives, scenic drives, really good road trips. And I see that one of them is called the Bold Coast Ride.
And congratulations to Down East for winning the Old Queen Magazine of the Year 10 years running.
Thank you very much. And I am an old queen. But, you know, I told you, all I have in my life right now is the ability to get in a car, take a little drive with the baby, and I figured we're going to do a road trip. I told you guys yesterday morning, I said we've got a big road trip plan, and we planned this the night before, and I had no idea it would be what it would be. And we decided that we would head out right after the show and just discover a bit of the coastline up here that I had not discovered. And at the time when we started out, are you playing that song again?
Once a day, Mike, because you're having a lovely week-long weekend in New England.
Yes. I was discussing with my wife how Rob likes to spin this as me vacationing. And, you know, even though I am here doing the show, and I've decided that I'm going to do the very best I can to be as hard on you as I possibly can for the rest of the day, Rob.
Well, what I think is probably great is that I can almost see it happening when you put down your full-color issue of Down East Magazine and you have a few drinks. You say, you know what? Rob is trying to turn this into a vacation.
Yeah, do you, I'm curious.
You know that guy you hate, Rob? I hate him, too.
Are you going to bring Linus into work tomorrow, too? I'm just kind of curious about that.
Oh, no, that was a low blow, Mr. O'Mara, a low blow.
Not going to do it. And then cheer up, Oscar. It'll be okay.
Anywho.
You have to tell him. You have to tell him now. You have to tell. I'm not going to tell him. You have to tell him.
I have to tell him what he did before the show?
You have to tell him.
Rob?
Yes?
I don't want to go.
Mike he's really on a workcation now, and I think anybody that goes away and has to call in or any duties for not even a radio show, but just a regular job, even if you got to get on a conference call.
Sure.
You leave your family or you leave whatever activity you're in the middle of, or even the plans that you have for the day.
Right.
You have to block in that conference call or that meeting with the client, and you have to go from what is kind of a vacation state of mind to a work state of mind.
It's two different places, absolutely. I'm with you.
And I want to interrupt here and say that, tomorrow, because Kathy's got people coming in to her house, and she's Kathy's been extremely generous, letting me take over her house in the middle of the day every day for 3 days. Tomorrow that bet is off. Tomorrow the communication will consist of we're going to try to do our very best with some wireless technology, but I think it's more likely than not that it's just going to be a call-in segment on tomorrow's show. And I'd love to have done the show on Thursday and Friday, but unfortunately I'm being booted out of here. And I just wanted to, before I forget it, I wanted to thank Kathy for letting me use her connection. She is hardwired because they're up here all the time because she has that beautiful, wonderful life that I'm so incredibly jealous. but anyway, but we were talking about that before because, we're going to have to kind of patch it together with chewing gum. So Rob and Oscar are going to be taking over the show tomorrow, and I'll try to be reaching you guys, but it's not going to be the same as it has been this whole week. And I have to say, I am very, very proud of the fact that the technology gets better and better, and I'm really happy to come in here and do this. So I just want to interrupt you, Oscar, because I know where you're going with this. But the bottom line is, yes, it's a working vacation, but it is satisfying to go out and enjoy the day and realize that all the way up here in down East Maine, the wilds of Maine, that now we can actually pull this off. And video and also audio. I'm just thrilled about it. But it was funny, the discussion we had before the show.
Yeah. Well, today's the 10, by the way. You should know, Mike, that the video issues have been taken care of. There's no echo now, so people are watching Ustream seamlessly.
Hi, you streamers. Hello, how are you? Hello, you streamers.
And right before he throws me under the Greyhound, I just want to say that this really is a tremendous brainchild of Oscar. I didn't think we'd be able to pull the video off and have it look the way it does. I'm looking at Mike real time like a television monitor. It's fantastic. But no amount of good that Oscar can do can undo what I did.
We've done it before, but I've been the only one that's been able to see you guys and you see me. So the fact that now we can do this and give the people, it's a limited number of folks that we get for Ustream. A lot more people watch it after the fact, but the people watching us live, the fact that you're able to do that is thanks to the Big O. So thank you very much.
And be fair to the Ustreamers. It might not seem like a lot of people if you count the number of people, but if you go by weight.
Oh, that's Rob. So letters to Rob Spiewak for that.
There you go.
I love them.
So just quickly back to the production meeting before the show, as we're trying to set up this week's show and how we're really going to facilitate some live programming for the listeners. I said, okay, well, this is good. I see that Mike's going to be able to make an appearance, a little cameo if all works well. And then on Friday, it'll be Rob, myself, and Pony. We'll run the show. We can handle the show. Mm-hmm. And as soon as we start talking about Friday's show, this pipes in. Well, I was thinking on Friday that I could bring in my little Robert, and maybe we could do a pop quiz between him and Oscar. And at that point, just simply because I'm a complete ass.
This is what I wouldn't get. If I didn't have these cameras, I'm not able to look at Rob right now, and I will experience no joy with this discussion if I can't see Rob's face.
Now, I can understand Oscar, the fact that he does 15 podcasts, that's all rooted in the fact that he craves the fact that he wants everyone to look at him right now and in the future and in the past. And he says, oh, no, we wouldn't want to share the spotlight for 5 minutes with Rob's son. I understand that. That much I get. But also, I think might be just a little coloration on the bottom that if we bring Robert in to do the Oscar Santana Challenge and he gets dusted by a 10-year-old, how does that make him look in front of his girlfriend, Todd?
His girlfriend,
Todd. You read ahead. That wasn't the case. And again, I should have said it nicer, but I completely had like an ass fit, and without any governor whatsoever, I said, really, the one day you and I can do a show together, you want to bring in your kid? We should.
I apologize. I should be flattered that he's so excited to share the mic with only me.
And then I sat here because it got awkward. I was like, well, did I just say that he shouldn't bring in his kid? And my inner monologue was like, that was a complete dick move.
No, it was fine. It was fine.
I'm going to pull back the curtain all the way here. I will tell you something that I will share with the listeners, and I have no problem doing it. I think I might have referenced it before. In the event of my untimely early death, which is, statistically speaking, is a very real possibility.
Boo.
And also... and also the fact that, there is a shelf life here, down the road, and I hope it's a very, very long time. And I've said this to people, I don't care about saying it to all of our listeners as well. One of my to me would be an absolute goal of my world would be to hand the reins to you two lads. Now, at that point, God knows how the show will evolve, what cast members will surface, who will come in and out of our world. But it is a thought. So the idea of you guys, doing this, looking at both of you, I'm starting to laugh.
It's going to be a great, great show.
And I think that, Rob, in this particular circumstance, I think that instead of looking at it as just kind of an aberration, I would look at it as perhaps something that is the norm.
Well, I will tell you this. We have done this show, this podcast, over the past nearly 4 years in every form.
Everybody's done them. Everybody's done them with everybody else, and there's no issue. I think that what Oscar was kind of saying is that he wants you, and I can completely understand, on Friday he wants you all to himself.
Of course.
Yeah. I don't want to share the spotlight with anybody but you, Rob.
How shall I dress? Consider it done, because you know what? Actually, to be quite honest, the shine of putting the kids on the podcast, I still love it. Kids aren't into it anymore. They don't care. I asked Robert if he wanted to come in today because he's going to be home unattended for a few hours while Carrie and Julie are getting facials. But I said, Robert, if you don't want to hang home by yourself, I'd be glad to bring you in. You can hang in Mike's kitchen, watch TV, and be around some people. He says, no thanks. I think I'm going to play Minecraft. Aww. And so I said, okay. I used to think I had a pretty cool job. Well, I used to think I had a job.
It's going to be fun, and I think that I really have had a sense up here of getting done with the show and then really getting quality time with my wife and my new kid, and that's what it's all about.
I do have to ask, because when we were in that house and we had probably 10 people when we were all up there together, and even then the house felt huge.
Yes.
What's it like with 2.5 people?
There is, if you'd like to know the truth, I mean, I've been coming up here for my entire life, my entire I was born. I was up here when I think I was 10 weeks old myself, and I have enjoyed it for over 50 years. Well over 50 years I've been coming up here. And there are things, because I'm in that house for the very first time all by myself, there are things that I have never done, including show prep in my underwear down in the common room, down
hot.
It was so much fun. There was, Carla took the baby for a walk this morning, and I went into a particular second floor bathroom to do my business.
Is it the one with the bathroom that has the bath with the clawed feet?
Yes.
Oh, that's a beautiful one. I like that.
The door was open to the hallway, which would never happen, and I'm like, yep. Gonna leave it wide open.
Yeah.
Is there anything more liberating than being in your own joint? It doesn't matter whether you have a half a bath or whatever, and you can just leave it wide open. And I had that pleasure. And then the thrill of actually going downstairs and out into the yard with my dogs with just a button-down shirt over my underwear and sneakers with no socks. Let me tell you.
What a look.
If the paparazzi had gotten a look at that, you would have seen a truly beautiful.
It really, to me, it suggests the world's worst remake of Risky Business. You could be running around dancing to Bob Seger. What I see, though, Mike, is you're taking steps, and by Friday, close of business Friday, you will be making a BM in the yard.
If I have the opportunity. Now, the thing that I have to worry about here is there are family members about. There are drop-ins all over the universe.
Billy might be in the bushes.
Billy Bush.
He went home. But he was so sad, too, because a lot of them spend a lot more time up here than I do, and it's still, even for grown-ups, it's like you're leaving camp. It's like you're leaving the summer fun, and really, these are all now people that are my age.
Yeah.
We're all elderly, and you're looking at all these people sitting around a giant table going, when are you leaving? Well, I was going to leave in the morning, but I'm going to wait till like 5 o'clock, maybe beat the traffic. It's like, come on, grow up. You have to go back to work.
You guys aren't elderly. Mike, you're only 54. Jesus.
Oh, be honest, Oscar. They're closer to the end than the beginning.
That's the truth. Yeah, bring that boy in. But anyway, it's I just said that to punch back. I didn't.
No, you're fine. You're in Act 4, Mike. It's fine.
You know what the golfer said to me when I went and played with Howard Twitty. I played golf with him on my 50th birthday, And I said, Mr. Twitty, it's an honor to play with you. And he swear to God didn't miss a beat. He said, congratulations, you're 2/3 dead.
Wow. Wow, that's encouraging. Is it? But you know what? I don't think you're 2/3 yet.
No.
Thank you, Rob. I appreciate that. Very generous.
Let me crunch some numbers. I'll get back to you with a better ratio.
Family road trip yesterday was, and I will not dwell on it because I don't do that on this show. People do not want to hear me talk about how happy I am, but I'm going to say it. I don't give a good goddamn who gives me crap about it. Yesterday with my wife and my newborn son, there was nothing special. We were in a car. We drove to towns. We got out. We got a little lunch. We drive some more. We saw some scenery. It was one of the best days of my life. And I am not exaggerating that. I was so happy just to be on the road with the fam, and we were going wherever the car would take us. We were seeing things we'd never seen before, and I have this piece of advice. I think it's just an amazing experience when you get a certain amount of hours out of the day and you point the car in a certain direction and you have no idea where you're going to end up. That, to me, you can – look, there can be disasters where you're like, oh, my God, is this ever going to end? But then you can have a day like we had where you saw some unspoiled country. You saw the real Maine. And when I say the real Maine, I include Jonesport, which is this true Maine lobsterman fishing village where it's lots of guys that are working with pickup trucks and very few people that are up there with, $10 million cottages and things like that. And it was just,
what's the name of that village?
Jonesport.
How far is that from where you are now?
Probably about an hour and 45 minutes, 2 hours.
Wow. Because, I got the impression, I had never been in areas as unspoiled as where that house is.
Gorgeous,
and
yeah.
I can't imagine going further out than that. How far did you go?
The thing that was great, well, we went to the easternmost part of the United States, which is called Eastport, and that is that was magnificent just on a pure historical level. But the industry that is up here, and this is the truth, you've got lobster and you've got blueberries, and they meet in that area of Addison, Maine, Jonesport, Maine, and it is if anybody ever comes up to this region, you're going to be very tempted to go through the national park system, and that is magnificent. But I will tell you, if you just drive up the coast and you go into these working villages and you see people living off the sea like they have for hundreds of years, it really is special. And if you appreciate that type of thing, you'll have a fantastic time. And then we knew we were getting close to the easternmost part of the United States when on the cell phone, I'm trying to think, I'll read you what the text said.
Okay.
On my cell phone, because it was very, very interesting yesterday.
While you look for that, I know you went to the world's largest blueberry.
No.
Did you hit anything else touristy, or did you hit what I love when I do a trip like that, like a small store? Anything sort of folksy like that?
A roadside store?
Yeah.
Well, what we have up here, I talk about it all the time, Rob, is the food with the roadside stands where you can go in there and get whatever you want and the friendly people. And, the stores really are just little general stores. But outside of I think probably the only store we went into was the big old blueberry. And even that, it's a tourist joint, but it was fun. The people were sweet in there. And it was a little bake shop that they had. And it literally is in the middle of the wild blueberry capital of the world. And so they're all over the place, and they're not cultivated. It's not like going through agricultural America. It's wild fields with these blueberries growing. And
don't they mostly hang close to the ground? I remember we actually saw some wild blueberries up there.
Absolutely.
They're not like big, tall, cultivated bushes. No. They're tiny, and they creep along the ground.
Yeah, and the company Weiler's, you see a lot of the Weiler's company up here because don't think that corporate America hasn't reached out its hands and grabbed a little the world up here. They have. This is yesterday at 4:54 p.m. We are at the easternmost part of the United States, and I swear to God, this is the text message that both Carl and I got at the same time. Welcome abroad. To call back to the U.S., dial 1 followed by 10-digit number. Please note international rates apply. You may turn off data, otherwise paper use of a $15.36 megabytes applies. AT&T.
So your not so smartphone thought you were in Canada.
The not so smartphone believed that I was in Canada. To give you an idea where we are, we passed the road going to Campobello, where Franklin Delano Roosevelt had his Canadian retreat.
Wow, really?
Yeah, it was that far, and we just kept driving. And Carlo was so cool about it. And the baby is young enough where he feeds and he poops. That's what he does, and he cries a little bit.
And he doesn't need a passport.
He doesn't need a passport, but we didn't have
Put him
ours.
in his purse.
If we'd had our passports, there's every chance we would have gone over the Canadian border, but we didn't bring them with us.
You know what? I think you can get over the border with a driver's license. I did that when I went to Niagara Falls.
I think that's a negative. You can't anymore.
Oh, really?
Yeah, you can't do it anymore. When was the last time? When were you in Niagara Falls?
1958.
That's good.
Mike, can you confirm or deny that the Canadians are amassing on the border since you were so close?
Can you gauge the mood?
Bob, it's a dangerous flotilla. They are going to be stalking us with canoes and kayaks.
Tomorrow you're going to get a text that says, "Look out, American."
The great thing about up here, though, you really never know what is going to happen. And I have not told Carla what I'm going to tell our listeners when we come back, but it involves a Chihuahua who almost lost his life yesterday.
Oh, no.
We will take a break and come back on the Mike O'Mara Show. Thank you, Rob. Losing weight requires a commitment, but I can personally tell you that if you're ready to make that commitment, Weight Not will take care of the rest. Hundreds of my listeners have lost thousands of pounds. The safe and fast way with Weight Not. Real food with no prepackaged meal replacements, prescriptions, or stimulants. Nothing artificial. Right now, the monthly Weight Not special, they are offering up to $200 for members of the military, government, and teachers. If you want success stories, go to the Weight Not Facebook page, or to find out more, visit weightnot.com. Plans start as low as $5 a day. And remember, please, up to $200 off if you're in the military, the government, or you're a teacher. Weight Not, show us what you're made of. Baby!
Hey, speaking of eating and drinking, would you do me a favor when you're up there?
Yeah.
Can you, since you're driving, if you think of it, will you snag me a 6-pack of Moxie?
I will send. How about a case of Moxie?
I would love it. I would love it.
Case of Moxie for you, Oscar. Any requests for up here?
Fresh blueberries, please, on ice.
I will bring some fresh blueberries back for you, and I will bring some Moxie for Rob Spiewak. Absolutely. Anybody want a whoopie pie?
Oh, whoopie pies are delicious. You know, Pony's probably the one that could benefit from the sugar.
Hey, Rob. Hey, Oscar. You know that little laugh track that you have there?
Yes.
Yeah. You get your finger on it because I got one for you here. You
Got
ready?
it.
Hey, you know who's into whoopie pie?
Who?
Ted Danson. Just note that. The creative juices are flowing.
Yeah, that would have been great in 1991.
It's still pretty good.
He hits his own laugh track there. I like that. So, true story. 25 minutes ago. I cannot believe what I'm hearing. Yesterday, because we're basically going to Canada and we're heading up the coastline, we were away from the dogs for a while. We put their food and their water in, and Frankie, he's certainly not shy if he wants to drop a deuce if he really. So we're
Are you giving them full run of the entire house? I know Beluga won't go upstairs because
full run of the house. Because look, if we're going to be going away for 5 hours, we're going to let the dogs have the run of the house and let them have fun and all that. So they have the full run. My sister, God love her, she goes over to the house to check on the dogs just because that's the kind of person she is. She's a giver, and she rolls over there to check on the dogs.
Is there any chance that she's checking on the dogs / making sure Mike's not making a mess of the house?
No, stop it. Stop it. That caused problems with my family. God damn you. So she goes over to the house yesterday and texts us that she fed and watered the dogs and took them for a walk, took them outside. What I didn't know is that it was hot here yesterday, and she actually went down to the water to take a little swim, and then she was hanging outside with the dogs.
On the cliffs?
You know where the house is, that giant pine tree out in front of our house?
Yeah.
Super deluxe pine tree.
Yes.
They have talked about a new wildlife phenomenon that maybe it has something to do with global warming. I have no idea, but we've never had them here before.
Polar bears?
No, but a very significant creature in the American lexicon. We have a great volume, and I'm not exaggerating, a significant number of bald eagles.
Wow.
And my sister
Bald eagles?
Carla is going to freak out in totality when I tell her this story. Kathy is sitting out, that little lawn we have in front of the house.
Sure.
Yeah, could you describe it for the listeners because they may not have seen pictures?
You go down these stairs and there's a little lawn there, and then there's some a lovely little beachfront right there, and it looks out over on the bay. It's just a pristine, beautiful part of the property, and right next to it is a pine tree that's probably been there from when the house was built at the turn of the century, and it goes, it stretches way above the house now. Kathy said she is quietly sitting on one of the Adirondack chairs, enjoying watching the dogs run around, and Frankie gets down off her lap and goes for a little bit of a walk, and she sees the dogs, so there's no real significant problem. She tells me this 25 minutes ago. She hears this sound.
Oh, no.
She looks up, and midway, not at the top, midway up the tree, is the largest eagle she has ever seen.
Oh, my God.
Now, they were once endangered, and they've bounced back. And down where my father is on the Eastern Shore, they're all over the place.
You mentioned that, yeah.
And they are, when you see them up close, Mike, have you seen one since you've been up there?
I'd say the only time I saw a close one was in a little animal sanctuary, and they are massive.
And you know what? A little bit horrifying. They got mean eyes, and you know about the power behind them. And I think they're a great national symbol, but it's a little off-putting to see one in real life.
Well, it's also off-putting for my sister to look over her right shoulder and see one 20 feet up in a tree while there's this chihuahua that really resembles a small rodent running through the yard. And Kathy said that her life flashed before her eyes that we were going to come back from our little trip, and she was going to talk about the fact that, the dog is halfway out to sea right now, or maybe the dog got dropped into the ocean when she realized it was biting it.
It really could have been a win-win, though, because if she had let the wildlife kill that dog, I would stop making fun of her for sending the picture. What I would do is I would call her the Chihuahua Killer.
After that. My God, I couldn't believe it, and I have not.
How did she react to it? Did she run and dive on the dog, or what did she do?
This is Frankie. Now, the whole afternoon, she said she would call Beluga, and Beluga would calmly come to her, and there's no leash involved, and little Frankie is just running around, but he has a little perimeter, and they're good outside dogs. They're really, they usually come when they're called. She said for the first time, I guess Frankie, being the little bastard chihuahua that he is, he sensed the urgency in her voice.
Oh, no.
So she said, Frankie, come. And Frankie does a beeline, turns around, and bolts towards the tree line.
What a dick.
He bolts towards the line and just kept running. And Kathy said, Frankie, come. And meanwhile, she hears the like that. The eagle was responding to I guess other birds don't like them, Rob, and they'll get a little freaked out when they're around, and that was the altercation. It was not the eagle giving the charge sound as it swooped down to take Frankie away.
I think that's wonderful revisionist history, but I do know that about a year ago on the Eastern Shore, bald eagles were swooping down and killing cats.
Yeah.
I'm going to have to...
documented.
I'm sitting here laughing right now, and I realize that this show began, and I have not had a conversation with my bride.
Well, we can call her here if you'd like.
Can you call her?
Yeah. We can call her.
Do you have her number?
Yeah, I'll pull it
Let's
up.
do this. Let's call her, because now can we call her through the...
We are going
Yeah,
to
Bill-
attempt to do that.
This is going to be something else. This is all of our technology hitting on all 8.
You know what? We've only got 2 minutes this segment. We
Right.
might want to wait and do it at the top of the next hour, because
do
I
it.
don't think we can do this in 2 minutes.
All right, yeah, because I want to just calmly, and Rob, I swear to God, this is important.
Yes.
Rob, got to listen to me.
And do you want me to call her cell, or do you want me to call the house?
You want to call the cell?
Okay.
I'm going to tell you this, Rob Spiewak. We've got to handle this.
Kid gloves.
You know what? I'm not even going to get involved. I'm going to step into the other room and have a smoke, because there is no way I can help you here. I know. And you know what? For this, I'll start. I've been looking for a reason to start, and because there's no way I can possibly help Mike on this one.
I'm very concerned. This is not only a call for, well, I'd be lying if I said there wasn't a slight entertainment value. I am calling because I really want her to know, just in case while this show is going on. I don't think she was planning on a little excursion outside, but Rob, they're territorial, those eagles. So if he's hanging out in that tree, we're in, hey, hit the stun music again, Oscar. We're in the feeding zone.
And it's not just Frankie. It's the baby boy, too.
Oh,
Do not leave the child unattended.
That is not funny.
I'm not trying to be funny. I'm trying to preserve a life.
That is not funny.
Don't leave him in his vibrating bug in the backyard. I'm just saying, because you know what? Life is full of coulda, shoulda, woulda, and this is not one you want to look back on.
Oh, I am literally, probably half a block from my sister, from my wife right now, and I am calling her via Manassas to explain that there is a dangerous bald eagle,
A predator bird.
a predator bird.
Close the windows, lock the doors.
For God's sake, don't leave the baby on the porch. The baby bottom line is meat. And those birds are carnivores. We'll take a break and we will call Mrs. O'Mara when we come back on the microphone. Mike O'Mara Show, everybody. Hey, I want to thank, I got to get the name of the guy. Hold on a second. He sent me a wonderful, wonderful little Facebook message, and I wanted to share it with you. He got his Vistaprint iPhone case all done. It looks real pretty. I'm going to get a printout of it tomorrow and show it to everybody. I promise you that I'm going to do that.
Do you recall what it was that he put on the case?
Yeah, it's Andy Scheibel, and I'm not sure exactly where Andy is from, but Andy writes to me, "Hey, Mike," or "Hi, Mike. I just wanted to share with you this sweet iPhone case I had made thanks to your show at Vistaprint. Making it was super easy, and it shipped to my house in no time at all. The deal was so good, I decided to get two made, possibly more in the future, because I've already had several people ask me where I got my case. I work for the Wilmington and Western Railroad here in Wilmington, Delaware. We are a relatively small steam tourism railroad, and we're always trying to get new ways to advertise.
I didn't realize Vistaprint could deliver back to 1922.
He said, these Vistaprint phone cases are a great idea. Thanks again, Mike and TMOS, for these great deals through your awesome sponsors. And there it is from the Wilmington and Western Railroad. We will put that, I'll get that printed out and show that to you guys when I come back next week. Cool. It's very, very, very cool. And we want to thank Andy Scheibel for listening to the show and supporting our sponsors. We're talking about a wonderful business's best friend, Vistaprint. You can easily design your own iPhone case to get your business noticed or just make your own personal statement. Prices start at just $14.99. And right now, my listeners can get 25% off all iPhone cases when you go to Vistaprint.com/TMOS. Spend $30 or more and the shipping is free. This is a great way to impress clients, to get your name out there. The possibilities are incredible.
You might need a new belt.
25% off all personalized iPhone cases. Free shipping when you spend $30 or more. Just remember to go to Vistaprint.com/TMOS. And remember, most everything a small business needs for printing is available at Vistaprint. Please send me on Facebook pictures like Andy did of your iPhone case. I'll talk about it on the show. And we appreciate that in advance. All right.
Do I need to block the number for her?
No.
Not necessary. Hope she answers it.
I think she will.
Because we've got a new one, right?
Yeah.
Got the Tom Gavin preventative number. And instantly, Tom's been texting and emailing my wife on a regular basis.
But he's not up there.
No.
Okay.
That's my knowledge. He's in the shed.
The eagle got him.
The eagle got Tom. What's up,
Hello?
Eagle?
Hey, Carla.
Hey.
You can talk to her, Mike.
I can't hear her, Rob.
Oh, we'll fix that in just a second here. Carla, it's
okay,
Oscar.
Try now. I'm sorry. Go ahead, Carla.
Hi, Carla.
Hey. Hi, guys.
Hi, baby. I got to tell you something.
Okay.
All right. Now, and then I want you to, are you sitting down?
I am sitting.
Are the dogs in the house?
Yes.
And
Thank God.
The dogs are safe.
Yeah, don't tell me because I thought I heard something really strange when I was on my walk earlier.
Describe what you heard.
It sounded like a cross between a woodpecker and like an animal trying to call maybe like, I don't know, like a mating sound.
Well, here's what Kathy told me, and I'm glad. I actually wanted to. This has entertainment value. I'd be lying if it didn't.
Wait. You didn't ask about your son. Where's your son?
Oh, yeah. Where's my son?
He's right beside me.
He's safely beside you?
No, but you know what's strange is that you know how the laundry room is outside of the house. When I got back from my walk, I just let baby Michael sit outside.
Don't ever do that again.
Well, I was doing the laundry. What's going on? What's the news?
All right. It's not a moose. It's not a porcupine like you saw yesterday. But I will tell you this. Kathy said that yesterday when she took the dogs out when we were away, and they were all running around, and Kathy heard a screeching sound, and 20 feet, the pine that's right next to the front porch? 20 feet up in the pine tree was the largest bald eagle she had ever seen in her life.
Oh, my gosh.
A predator bird, as Oscar Santana called it. Predator bird.
Okay, I'm just a little concerned, though.
Why?
How come she didn't tell us sooner?
That's Kathy, I think, and I don't know. Because I took the dogs out this morning, and I think that's probably primary feeding time for a predator bird.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, there was showtime. At least she caught Mike before showtime. That's important.
Yeah, we got to you within 10 minutes of us finding out. I mean, this is how the information tree works.
Well, honey, honest to God, I knew this phone call might have a little entertainment value, but I also have to tell you that, the fact is that I'm worried about our little hound dogs, and I think when we take them out, I'll have them on a leash now. As much as it's, it might be kind of a challenge to see if, how fast Frankie could actually run, and see if Frankie could outrun the creature.
This is not funny.
Boy, am I not getting involved in this.
This worries me.
Well, I mean, it shouldn't worry you now because the dogs are safely in the house, and you're not going to leave the baby on the porch anymore.
No, I'm not.
Incidentally, hats off to the Graco company. I think that Graco car seat, even your strongest eagle, would be hard pressed to get his little talons around those hand grips.
Right.
Those are really for human beings to put in cars.
I agree.
I didn't see which model Graco you got, Mike. Did you get the 205, which is eagle proof?
Yeah, steel cage.
We got the Eagle Hunter 6000.
Oh, it's a beautiful, beautiful car seat. Really great.
Right. Well, wildlife, there's a lot of it out here. We actually went through a moose refuge when we were driving yesterday. Wasn't that fun, honey?
Yeah, it was. Loved it.
Did you see Jimmy Cerrito?
Hey, what's happening?
She doesn't seem too happy, Mike.
No.
She's upset.
You might want to linger at Kathy's
Are you freaked
house
out
today.
now about the eagle?
Oh, yeah, I am. And we are not letting the dogs off out of the house without leashes.
Well, not Frankie.
No, not Frankie.
There's no way. If that eagle were able to swoop in and take Beluga away, you'd be talking about the Arnold Schwarzenegger of eagles.
What you would see is eagles, I think eagles mate for life, and what you would see is another eagle up in the tree yelling, "Lift with your knees."
Well, I love you, honey. I will see you shortly in another adventure today, okay?
Okay, sounds good. Bye, guys.
Bye-bye,
Bye.
Carla. Have fun.
Bye. Okay, thanks.
Oh, isn't she
Can
concerned?
you tell the level of freaked outness?
You know what? It almost took away from the comedy.
She almost killed the bit.
Yeah, almost.
I wish we had an eagle sound. Well, yeah, that would be.
Let me see what I got here.
The fact is that I've seen them and Rob's seen them up close, Oscar, and they are, look, as far as a Chihuahua, I think a walk in the park for a 4 or 5 pound dog.
Is a hawk bigger
Absolutely.
or smaller?
The hawk is smaller, much smaller.
Oh, a bald eagle can get big enough where you can actually hear the wings and feel the breeze when they go by.
I've seen a hawk, so if it's bigger than a hawk, I can't imagine.
Much bigger. They're huge. I mean, they're majestic creatures. Oscar?
Yes.
The symbol of the United States of America.
That's right. He should know that. He really should.
On the American quarter.
On the American quarter.
I do have I have an eagle sound effect, Mike.
All right, let's hear it.
Okay, so every time you talk about it or Frankie being in danger,
Frankie, let's go outside. Frankie, let's go outside. Not funny.
No? Didn't like it?
You got me. Honey, Don Henley's up in the tree.
And he looks hungry.
Honey, I was on the beach and I think I saw Joe Jackson. No, who is it? Who's the other guy?
Glenn Fry and
who's the guy that was all wasted? The guy that had to go into rehab.
Joe Walsh. That's right.
I saw Joe Walsh sitting on the rocks over there.
I think he was asleep. Hold a mirror under his nose.
It's terrible. I am so sorry, honey.
The Eagles.
That's all I had.
It's been a fantastic trip up here. I did want to talk about a couple of other things before we get you your news you may not need for today's show. And really a thrill once again just to be able to be up here sitting in a living room in a house. And thanks to my sister for letting me do this for a few days. I really appreciate that. I do find myself appreciating the good times, and I really had a great day yesterday, but it didn't prevent me from finding something really valuable to bitch about. Now, I'm just talking about my own personal experience, but up here in Maine, I'm even more passionate about my beloved Boston Red Sox. I want to say I'm sorry for all the Orioles fans that enjoy this show, but it is what it is, and that's the way it goes. And sorry about that overwhelming defeat last night at the hands of my Boston Red Sox.
Well, you know, Mike, it's only one game, and we'll try and get them next time.
I love my Red Sox, and I wasn't able to watch them on MLB.com because I've tried before, and whatever that is, they get their hooks in you, and you can't watch the games online. And I don't know if I was doing something incorrectly, so I'm not going to completely throw them under the bus, but it pissed me off. But what I want to talk about is the play-by-play announcer. I've talked about the fact that I love their TV team of Don Orsillo and Jerry Remy. And Jerry Remy's been going through it. Has a psycho son that
oh, that's right.
His girlfriend up here, and he's having a horrible year, and my prayers go out to him to make it through.
How long have those two been at it on TV?
Long time, a very, very long time. And even with all this crap that he's going through with his family, which he's not totally responsible for, he's still beloved in Boston, and he's great to listen to. And I love those guys doing the broadcast. I feel the exact opposite about the radio team. There is this guy that's only been doing it for about 4 years. And I've talked about him before, and what I always say is, hey, I want to get his name, but I can't get his name. I finally researched the dude. and here's why I did this. I'm driving back from the easternmost town in the United States, and I'm turning on my beloved Boston Red Sox, and I don't ask a lot, really. Give me the batter, give me the scores, let me know the play-by-play action. And they were doing what amounts to a cancer benefit radiothon, and I'm okay with that as well. It's for the Jimmy Fund up here that's raised just millions, billions of dollars for cancer research and cancer treatment.
Okay, so to be clear, it is not for cancer. It is against cancer.
Yeah, Rob, it's again because cancer sucks.
Well, I hate it. I'm not a fan, but I just want to make sure, you don't know what those losers are up to. What if they're promoting cancer?
No, you hate it. They're not promoting it, but they're bringing people in, and I'm fine with that as well. However, it turns into this guy, Dave O'Brien, who apparently is not only the Red Sox announcer on radio, but he's also an ESPN guy. So
does he have a thick Irish accent?
But what he's got is he's got kind of the Al Michaels sound to his voice. Hey, how are you? And he is, I nominate him for the year's biggest tool.
Oh, God, really?
Because this guy, all I want is just get a little information. Give me a little information. And it's one thing to do the interviews with the baseball players that have survived cancer, and I'm all for it. Rick Sutcliffe was on there. Buck Martinez is on there talking about his experience. Rob, you know this. This is the way they generate money and they raise money.
Of course.
But I'm listening to a baseball game, and I don't have a problem with that. But if you're going to get on the people that have survived, and in between your play-by-play, you're going to interview them, what you can't do is also make it all about you and your broadcast that you do for the other network where you are. And this guy is such an amazing stain and thinks he is so goddamn smart when he's not. And I once again send out to my New England faithful, I would like your opinion of Mr. Dave O'Brien on these radiocasts, because I will tell you, if anyone else was listening to a Red Sox broadcast last night and trying to get information, you couldn't get any information.
Give me an example in your own inimitable fashion of how he makes it about him.
We're sitting here with Rick Sutcliffe, and this is great. Rick, it's really great to have you on the broadcast, and I know you've had a real tough time. Now, thanks for coming over. I know you're back over in the booth at ESPN. We worked together, I think, back in 1978.
Oh, boy.
Fantastic. You know, when I joined, I've been really blessed to have a number of broadcasters that I've walked with. There's a long drive. That is caught. That actually ended up being a short fly ball. Meanwhile,
so the game for him is an afterthought.
Absolutely, he's not even paying attention because he's too busy filleting whoever he needs to fillet, and then he's talking about his career, his broadcast career. I don't give a rat's ass about the fact that he works for ESPN. I don't care about him. I don't care about him at all.
Can I ask you to make a Sophie's choice?
Bag.
Can I ask you to make a Sophie's choice?
Yes.
Dave O'Brien or Charlie Slows?
Oh, boy.
Now, for those of you who are out of town, Charlie Slows is the radio call for the Nationals.
Okay.
And Mike is not a particular fan of his work either.
Let me tell you why this is so difficult for me, Rob, because you're talking about a broadcaster that I cannot stand. And then you're talking about a broadcaster I cannot stand that is attached to my team. So I got to go with the Dave O'Brien factor because he's close to my team. And
Take the teams out of it if you can.
Oh, boy, that's tough. All right, how about this? How about we put them both in a canoe?
Oh, now you're talking.
Here we go.
We put two holes in the canoe, and we see which one can successfully swim back to shore.
Be a good race. And then waiting for them is a bald eagle.
Yeah, what you do is you fill the lake they're in, and it's a small lake, like a pond lake, and you say, well, it's an easy swim to shore. Not if you stock it with, like, killer snakeheads.
Snakehead fish.
You know, I don't think Charlie Slows would do well in the great outdoors.
I'm Charlie Slows in the shallows of the Potomac River, and we've got a snakehead. Oh, and is that, well, by golly, Mike O'Mara, hats off to you. You put a 6-foot bull shark in here with me. And I understand you're pouring pig's blood over on the shore there, and you're just alerting those bullhead sharks that are over. I don't know what it is about these guys. You know, it's really a form of broadcasting that's a throwback, play-by-play baseball, and it's really an art form, I think, to do it well and do it. And this would just be a message, because there are hundreds of these guys, Rob. They really are. They're all over the place. I love my sports radio. I really do. I like listening to play-by-play. It's an old art form. It is not. It never will be. It can never be about you. You want to talk about broadcasters where it's about you? You listen to a Rush Limbaugh. You listen to somebody who's talking about the issues of the day. You listen to those guys.
How about this show?
This show, we talk about our lives, and we talk about that's what people are coming here to hear what's going on. If I was a broadcaster where I was doing a baseball game play-by-play, the very last thing I want to do is talk about me because I am there providing you with a valuable service. Even the TV guys, they can tell a little story because you've got pictures there.
Right.
But the radio guys, you're creating the atmosphere. And they were doing a TV broadcast on radio yesterday, and it was bullcrap. It was horrible, and it wasn't necessary.
I love that you bring up the fact that it's a dying art form or a lost art form. Vince Scully is still doing it for the Dodgers, right?
Exactly. I think he is 80 years old.
And but can you think of anyone else that still can do it in the old-fashioned way and make it happen? Because, you know, even as a boy, when I would take road trips.
Joe Angel's terrific. Joe, I think he's still doing the games up in Baltimore. Joe Angel is a really, really good play-by-play guy.
Even as a guy who never really liked sports, I can remember long road trips as a kid, and at night you could pull down stations from like Boston and Chicago because of the bounce. And my dad or my grandfather would have a ball game on. And it's soothing, and it's relaxing, and it is really, I think baseball exists on the radio as good as any sport can.
If it's done right.
If it's done right.
And you can also squeeze in the art of conversation if you want to, a little bit. You can do that. There's room for it. But you can't do it to the exclusion of the game. That's my point.
There you go.
That's what I wanted to say. I'll calm down. Speaking of conversation, it's time for Oscar Santana's English Primer. Oscar's English class. Are you ready?
I am. Begin.
All right, these are phrases that you're saying wrong. Now, this is not exclusively for Oscar, but it is phrases you are saying incorrectly, and I thought it was pretty interesting. People say, nip it in the butt.
Oh, see, I probably nip it in the bud, right, with B-U-D?
Got that.
Exactly, right, because like the bud of a flower, if you nip it at the bud, it's before it becomes anything good.
Oh, see, I never knew what it meant.
Right.
Now, the next one is one that I have mispronounced not pronounced, but I've misused. I could care less. I've said it for years. Well, it's not correct. When you're saying that, you say, I couldn't care less.
Oh, my God, I've said I could care less.
And if you're saying that, you're
less,
weakening your own argument.
Yeah, if you say I could care less, that means that you care about it still because you have room to care less about it.
So it's I couldn't care less.
I couldn't care less is the proper usage. Number 3, one and the same versus one and the same. What do you say, Rob?
I think it's one in the same, isn't it?
I say one in the same.
One in the same.
You ever use that one, Oscar?
One in the same.
It is actually one and the same.
Oh, wow.
God.
One and the same. And see, looking at that one, I almost, my brain wants to tell me that it's one and the same. No, one and the same. And I don't use it that often. But,
okay, what's the context again?
Oscar is a douchebag. They are one and the same.
There, yeah. Well, there's Todd Moore and Oscar Santana. Look at those two humps. Those guys are one and the same.
Actually, what Oscar says is one and the same.
Thank you for clearing that up for me.
And we've only got a couple. I'm not going to give you the whole bunch of these. The one that I think probably the most people have misused. I know I've done this before, but I always defer to Mr. Spiewak because I want to make sure that he hasn't used this one. This is number 4. You've got another thing coming.
It's another think.
You knew that?
Yeah, because
I didn't know that.
Nobody knows that one.
No, because it's like a thought. It's almost folksy. If that's what you think, you've got another think coming.
Yeah,
That sounds so. That doesn't sound. No, you've got another thing coming.
No, it's not a thing at all. It's a think. Think meaning thought. I mean, it's not grammatically correct, but if you want a letter of the law, I think it is think, isn't it?
I'll put it in a sentence. It would be, but now the correct usage is not you've got another thing coming, it's you've got another think coming. So, for example, Rob Spiewak, if you think bringing your son in the one day I'm not going to be on the broadcast is appropriate, you've got another think coming.
I see. You know what? Now that you've put it in context, I understand.
I love Robert Jr. I'm sorry, I might as well pronounce his name right. Robert III. There are 25 of these. We didn't get to any of them, but we'll take a break. News you may not need coming up next on the Mike O'Mara Show.
You're my precious little girl, but don't let's start. I've got to wait hard. Get around, how you get around.
Hello.
It's second here, fellas.
What's that? Pat for a second?
Oh, he needs a second here.
He needs just a second. He's getting things right. You know what we're getting ready for is the news. News you may not need. So you want to find that button today?
Yes, I've got it.
Finger on the button. Yes. It's all up. This is a sparkling duo cast with Oscar and myself here in Manassas, and really all we're doing is setting up for the next 2 shows, which are really going to be great.
You know what's happening right now?
What?
Is that Mrs. O'Mara is yelling at him through text.
You put my dog in danger. You did this.
My God. Welcome back to the show. This segment of our program brought to you by the Mike O'Mara Show's Amazon page. Amazon is the one place to go for everything you need. It's back to school time, and that means things are gearing up to get really busy.
Weekend.
You can save valuable time and effort by doing your shopping at home. For example, Amazon has groceries right now.
When?
Right now.
No, stop it. Not
Get
yet.
your fuel for school and save up to 25% on breakfast food, snacks, candy, drinks, and more. Did you guys hit the music for the news already?
Oscar got nervous.
What's going on? Take the time you'd waste at the grocery store and help the kids with their homework. Amazon has everything you need except the answer to that algebra problem.
We have fun.
If you need it, Amazon has it always open at MikeO'MaraShow.com. Thank you very much.
From around the globe, across the nation, looking through your neighbor's window, the Mike O'Mara Show now presents News You May Not Need, a comprehensive look at the stories you may or may not be talking about during your daily activity. And now, News You May Not Need.
The Obama administration.
Barack O'Mara.
What has happened in the last part of this
Was
show?
Carla texting you?
No, she was not. Yes, she was. No. The Obama administration is still defining the central objectives of a potential military strike on Syria. We talked about this yesterday. They are also considering possible Syrian government reprisals, even as U.S. intelligence agencies prepare additional evidence to show that Bashar Assad is responsible for last week's alleged chemical weapons attack. 2 senior administration officials said that on Wednesday. One of the officials also said that the administration is considering more than a single set of military strikes. The options are not limited to just one a day of strikes, the official said, adding that no additional U.S. defensive weapons have been deployed to the region in anticipation of Syria reprisals. The U.S. already has Patriot anti-missile batteries in Jordan and Turkey. Very, very scary.
Very scary, and also there are some military experts that are saying that what we're doing, while it might look as a good show of support, it's not going to really get to the problem. If we destroy the method of delivering the chemical weapons, that's great, but they're still going to have the chemical weapons, so it might not be that good of a gesture overall.
Kind of weird. The giant wildfire burning at the edge of Yosemite National Park has not only destroyed buildings and threatened water supplies, electricity, and the sequoias, it has also unleashed a smoky haze that has worsened air quality more than 100 miles away in Nevada.
Didn't he used to do the play-by-play for the Red Sox?
Smoky haze.
Yeah, I thought so.
Yeah, and it was never about him, Rob.
I know, it was never about Smoky Haze. Hayes, Smoky Haze.
The plume from the rim of fire in California triggered emergency warnings, and it's not Rim of Fire. It's not a Johnny Cash song. It's called the Rim Fire, and they have warnings. We have so many friends out there. Our prayers go out for them in Reno and Carson City. Yeah. School children were kept inside for the second time in a week. People went to hospitals complaining of eye and throat irritation, and officials urged people to avoid all physical activity outdoors. So good luck to everybody that's dealing with that.
And you know what? Just in a show of solidarity, Mike, I too am avoiding all physical activity.
Rob, that is good. I know that you're a chronic exerciser.
Love it. I live on it.
Girls Gone Wild creator Joe Francis was sentenced, a personal friend of Oscar's actually, was sentenced Tuesday to 270 days in jail.
Oscar was going on and on about what a good guy this guy is.
We had a falling out.
And 3 years probation for choking a woman and repeatedly slamming her head to the ground at his L.A. mansion in 2011.
Yeah, it happened, I think, like 6 years ago on the Girls Gone Wild tour bus.
Mm-hmm.
And he just was just being an animal. And I said, look, you can't treat him that way. You got to ask nicely.
He started out so nicely, too, because he had a DVD that sold really well up in Maine, like Blueberries Gone Wild.
Blueberries Gone Wild. I would say when your L.A. Superior Court judge's name is, and this is a sexist comment, I apologize, but when the name of the judge is Nancy, I think you've got a problem. Nancy L. Newman also ordered the 40-year-old Francis to complete an anger management course and attend 52 sessions of psychological counseling, according to Deputy City Attorney Mitchell Fox. A jury in May convicted Francis of 5 misdemeanor charges, 3 counts of false imprisonment, 1 count of assault by means likely to cause great bodily injury, and here's an interesting one, 1 count of dissuading a witness from reporting a crime.
Wow. Then the judge said, "You're guilty, Francis."
Guilty of being hot. E-cigarettes, and I got a statement to make at the end of this because I'm going to get involved in this one, guys. It's a call I think we need to make. E-cigarettes or electronic cigarettes that vaporize liquid nicotine are marketed as healthier alternatives to the real thing because they don't contain tobacco. But a new report from France's National Consumer Institute has echoed the U.S. Food and Drug Administration's previous concerns about so-called vaping. Using a new testing technique, Monday's report says that researchers found a significant amount of carcinogenic molecules in the vapor produced by 12 different models of e-cigarettes. In 3 cases out of 10, the products with or without nicotine, the content of formaldehyde was as much as the levels found in some conventional cigarettes.
And that's just poison.
This is not a reason to ban them, but to place them under better control, according to the National Consumer Institute editor, Thomas Lorenzo. And I'm telling you, until we get more information on this, you've heard we have done advertisements on this show for electronic cigarettes, and we ain't going to do that anymore.
Yeah.
I think we're going to put a moratorium on that until we find out. That might be an overreaction, but I take it very seriously, and that's it. I mean, I know we cherish all of our advertisers here. We truly do, but for the time being, you're not going to hear that on this show, and I hope we get more information and more research on it coming up. I think that we all deserve that.
Will you still accept money if we want to get an advertiser for electronic beer?
Yes, Rob, absolutely.
Now we just have to invent it.
Yeah, we'll do that. McDonald's, I know you love the fast food news, Oscar.
Yes.
McDonald's will introduce bone-in chicken wings in stores across the U.S. next month, following successful tests in the Chicago and Atlanta markets.
Wow, Oscar is excited.
The Mighty Wings. Isn't that a hockey team?
Mighty Ducks.
The Mighty Wings rollout will begin September 9, and the wings will be in every U.S. store by the 24th. The fast food chain plans to leave them on the menu through November. Oh, they're going to do that little tease thing.
Can't wait, Mike. I saw a picture of them, and I said, well, I eat the nuggets. The wings can't be so bad.
So are they going to be, do you know, are they going to be unseasoned, and then they have a dipping sauce with them?
They have.
They're fried, right?
Yes, they're fried.
Yeah, they'll be sold in 3, 5, and 10-piece packets starting at $2.99, flavored with cayenne and chili pepper. Now I know what sound effects you want to use for that. Love that cayenne and chili pepper, baby.
La cucaracha, la cucaracha.
He was thinking fart.
Oh, sorry.
Thank you very much.
But you know what? Who would buy 3 wings? 3 wings is nothing. I
No,
spill more
it's-
than that.
Right, and they're not going to be as good as Jimmy's.
No.
There are some fears a nationwide product rollout by McDonald's, the world's largest chain, will shorten wing supply and drive prices up. Great. Thanks, Mickey D's. We appreciate that. Wholesale chicken wing prices are around $1.44 per pound this week, according to the Georgia Dock benchmark, down 29% from a January high for the commodity. Who cares?
We asked Jimmy Cerrito what he thought about it. He said, it'll be okay.
Put some wing sauce on it.
Nope, this is wrong.
Because fair is fair, and I wanted to give a little balance to this newscast. On Sunday, Burger King is announcing their brand new French fry burger.
What?
Thank you, Oscar. It's just like a regular Burger King hamburger, only there are fries on top of the patty.
Ooh, that's like Permante's, but with their subs in Pittsburgh.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
That's right.
And I guess it's not a Whopper. It'll cost $1, but that's because they're only putting 4 fries on top.
Jeez, really?
Come on.
Well, let's face it, it's not like it'll keep you from ordering fries with your burger. Oh, I get it. Basically, it's just add a little French fry taste, and it will only, once again, be available during the fall. Obviously, a burger like this is good for Burger King because it gets them some attention and extra sales without having to buy any new ingredients. Ooh.
I hope they're the long fries and not the little stumpy ones. Because, if they're just going to promise me 3 fries, I want them to be at least good fries.
I hate it when you get the nubs at any fast food place. And now, a little something. When you start dating someone new, you're always on the lookout for red flags or subtle signs they might be a lunatic. Those signs got a lot easier to recognize when they're not so subtle. A woman in Seattle recently met a guy through a mutual friend, and they were supposed to go out on a date last Sunday night, but on her way to meet him, her car broke down. Now, it's not clear if she called the guy or not to let him know she couldn't make it, but regardless, his reaction ensured they will not be dating anymore. First, he started spending lots of time sending angry text messages, one of which said, I quote, "I swear to God, if you F with me, I will steal your car and melt it down and then break into your house and defecate on your effing couch."
Wow, the Oscar Santana story.
Jesus.
I think he was upset. Then when the woman got home a few hours later, this is really almost not funny.
No, it is almost not funny. Like the like the eagle killing your dog.
She got home a few hours later. Her front door was somehow unlocked.
Uh-oh.
And there was a knife stuck in the side of her house.
That's almost not funny.
Police are investigating it as a possible burglary and stalking case. Witnesses say they saw a blue Tesla speeding away from the woman. With the audio vault and Rob Spiewak right after this. Hey, Oscar Santana.
Yes, sir.
Are you getting excited about your Patriot Harley-Davidson Rider's Edge program?
I am. Just around the corner.
It is the Patriot Harley Rider's Edge program, the Rider's Edge New Rider course. That's a rider training course designed to teach you the basics of motorcycle operation, and we want to get this. I want reports from people that are going to join this class about Oscar Santana. That's the fun part. You can take your class with Radio's Oscar. Oscar will be joining a limited number of folks if they sign up first. For the Rider's Edge New Rider course, if you act fast, you can join Oscar in his class. Just go to MikeO'MaraShow.com and click on Oscar Ride. Sign up for a class today and discover why life starts at the edge. Patriot Harley-Davidson is proud to be a winner of Harley-Davidson's coveted Bar and Shield Award for each of the last 7 years. Only 5 other dealers in the country join Patriot in that honor. And after you take that course, Oscar, we'll be riding the country together.
Can't wait, Mike. It's going to work out just nice.
And by the way, Mike, I don't want to reveal any secrets, but guess who is right now has a bid in on a Harley-Davidson motorcycle on eBay Motors?
Yeah.
Would it be HBS?
It would.
Oh man, that's awesome.
Yeah, it is.
You know what HBS should do before he buys that eBay purchase?
Oh, sign up for the course.
Or he should go to Harley-Davidson Patriot, in Fairfax, and check out what they have to offer there.
He sure probably ought to. I doubt he'll get it.
Well, no way. Actually, he texted me, and I'm being serious. He texted me and said that's where he is getting his bike.
He is
at Patriot Harley-Davidson.
Now I remember.
His son misspoke when he mentioned eBay next to Costco.
Now, who brought up Costco?
he said that there's a certain element of the TMOS experience that he just doesn't understand.
That's right. Nice to see last week spilling into this week. God damn it.
God damn it. Rob, you have the audio vault for us?
Why not?
Oh, God. I swear to God, this is why I can never do this without cameras on you guys. I can never do Rob.
You know, and the thing is, I just get so excited to tell you something you're going to love hearing, and I realize you step in it.
Oh, my God. Oh, you just made my day.
Yeah, I know. It's great, isn't it?
The first rule of advertising is support the advertiser.
You betcha.
Here we go. What do you got for us today, Rob?
You know, a lot of times I get accused of narrowcasting, and I like to broadcast, but sometimes I pull something just for you, Mike, and this goes back to 1978. 35 years ago, the American Broadcasting Company, ABC, was celebrating their 25th anniversary as a TV network. And things have changed since then, certainly. I pulled this just because it's been a long time since any television network has run a 2-minute promo. But also, this is the greatest Ernie Anderson read you're going to hear.
Oh, my God, Ernie Anderson.
It's so great because he's going to talk about stars that Oscar doesn't know about. This is from 1978, celebrating Mike, all the specials coming up on ABC. So anytime you hear Mike do that voice, this is the guy he's paying homage to. Great Ernie Anderson.
Tonight, we've celebrated 25 years of great entertainment. Now, get ready for the next 25 with the specials on ABC. The music, the laughter, the excitement, the brightest stars in a season of special events. Singer, dancer, actor Ben Vereen is a special all by himself. And his friends Lou Gossett and Cheryl Ladd. You've got a night to remember. That man from the Rocky Mountains goes down under with guests Robbie Benson, Susan St. James, Lee Marvin, and international recording sensation Debbie Boone. It's a musical tour of the beauty and majesty of Australia with John Denver. Barry Manilow is an original. Performer, songwriter, Grammy and Emmy winner. He takes on the legend Ray Charles in the second Barry Manilow special. For 25 years, we've been the very special one to turn to. For the next 25, we'll still be the one for the specials on ABC.
He's the best.
Wow, and such a nice man.
Yeah, and you know what? I think the outtakes from that session might have been great. Lee Marvin. You don't want to hear Lee Marvin?
That's him. Hey, you ass. Yeah, that's it. I mean, we've got that. Have we ever played that on a bonus hour?
Oh, yeah.
The Ernie Anderson rave out?
We played the entire thing.
One of my favorite clips.
Fantastic. Really
so
great.
great. I love when he yells at the woman until she actually leaves the building.
Get out of here.
Pat Robertson continues to give. This is such a great thing he said, and by great I mean horrible, that they actually took this clip out of the online presence of this episode of the 700 Club. They cut it out because they're so embarrassed what he said. Here he is talking about AIDS in America. This is Pat Robertson on the 700 Club.
They do in San Francisco, some of the gay community, they want to get people, so if they got the stuff, they'll have a ring, you shake hands, and the ring's got a little thing where you cut your finger.
Really?
Yeah, really. I mean, it's that kind of vicious stuff, which would be the equivalent of murder.
What he's saying is that...
What is he rambling? What is in his absolutely desiccated brain? What the F is that old ridiculous coot talking about?
What he's talking about is that some of, I guess in his eyes, the vigilant gays infect a ring with the AIDS virus that has a small suture on it or something, so when they shake your hand, it injects you with the AIDS virus. That's what he says is going on in San Francisco.
Yeah, because that happens and they just accept it. You know, that wouldn't be prosecuted. You wouldn't have anybody arrested for that. You know, I don't doubt there are wingnuts in every city that do strange things, but that man, do not ever believe any of the context that he gives it to you in, because he is a conjurer. He is a liar. That is what he has made his life doing, lying about God talking to him personally, and I don't mind saying that.
There is one thing you can believe in, Mike, and that is the English language. There's a new word that everybody's talking about, and that word is twerk. Twerk! Everyone loves to twerk. Let's go to a montage of some of America's favorite newscasters.
Miley Cyrus's jaw-dropping twerkathon.
Miley Cyrus's jaw-dropping Twerkathon.
Miley Cyrus's tongue and twerk work.
The twerk extravaganza.
Twerktacular.
Twerk Fest. The twerk seen around the world.
Mother of all twerks.
The new twerk queen.
She twerked on Robin Thicke, Harvey.
I think she couldn't twerk to save her life.
What happens when a bear and a former Disney star twerk on stage?
Apparently this dance move is called the twerk.
That's a twerk?
There's something called twerking. Twerking's a polite way of putting it. I don't even know what twerking is. Twerking, a term I just learned today.
It's basically pelvic thrusting.
Twerking, by the way, is when you gyrate your lower extremities. Oh, forget it. Just Google it.
Mike, you doing any twerking up there in Maine?
I have a question for both of you. I think I might have read this, but I'm not sure. Don't you think that if you asked the majority of Americans if they knew about twerking or if they knew about what had happened recently in Syria, you would get more people that would know what twerking was about? Am I right?
Absolutely.
You're absolutely right.
You know, that
That's
speaks
how
well of
effed
our
up our
country,
world
doesn't
is.
it? That's your magic audio vault. Thank you.
Here we go. Thank you, Rob Spiewak.
And you know, for technical support questions, Mike, all you got to do is contact our man Ponyboy at MikeO'MaraShow.com. All correspondence for the show can be sent via mail to TMOS P.O. Box 3, Manassas, Virginia 20108. If you'd like to share what TMOS means to you and want to see it in print, send it to TMOSbook@gmail.com. For Mike O'Mara in Maine and Oscar Santana and Ponyboy here in Manassas, this is Rob Spiewak saying so long, everybody.
Bye-bye.
Ciao, ciao.
Wait, don't go. I need to tell you that MikeO'MaraShow.com/Amazon is perfect for all your online shopping needs. Shop the best way. Shop Amazon. And please go through our website, always open at MikeO'MaraShow.com/Amazon.
Mike O'Mara, Radio Entertainment.